Let's go through everything in quadratics for year 12 maths. A quadratic is U-shaped. The second letter is U. So quadratics will look like this. Okay, that's the y-axis, x-axis, and two roots. Okay. Quadratics have a formula something x squared plus something x plus something. And you can make them equal to 0 and solve them in 3 ways. Factorize, complete the square, quadratic formula, or by using your calculator. Most calculators have a setting to solve quadratics straight away. Let's start with factorizing. The method is to find something that multiplies to get 8 and adds to get 6. So 8 can be made by 4 times 2, and 4 plus 2 equals 6. So I write x plus 4, x plus 2 equals 0. You can expand it and check if the answer is correct. X equals minus 4, x equals minus 2. And this is back to the sketch bit, which will be important for A-level maths. So my roots are minus 4 and minus 2. So minus 4 and minus 2 go here. And then I can draw a U shape through that. That's my y-intercept, which is also important. So that would be this number over here, because it's when the y-intercept is when x is 0. So 0 squared plus 6 times 0 plus 8 equals 8. Okay. Next is complete the square. So x squared plus 6x plus 8. I have to half the 6, half it. Then I have to square it. And then I have to subtract it. And I write it in this form, which sometimes they give you. So I get x plus 3 bracket squared. Square the 3. The 3 is half of 6. Square the 3 minus 9 plus 8 equals 0. X plus 3 squared minus 1 equals 0. Why is this helpful? I can solve it still. So I could get x plus 3 squared equals 1. X plus 3 equals plus or minus square root 1. When you square root a number, it can be plus or minus, because minus 1 squared is 1 and 1 squared is 1. Then x equals minus 3 plus or minus root 1. And root 1 is 1, so in this case, x equals minus 3 plus 1, minus 3 minus 1, so minus 4 minus 2. But if we actually delete this bit and go back a bit, it tells us, most importantly, the minimum and maximum point. So if I just turn the 3 into a negative, so minus 3, and keep the minus 1 as it is the turning point. So this point over here is minus 3, minus 1. The better you get at sketching, the better you'll get at A-level maths. If you can picture things, you'll be able to tell straight away if something is correct or not. The quadratic formula is x equals minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a, when it's ax squared plus bx plus c. So that's your a, b, and c. Harder completing the square, so let's say 2x squared plus 19x plus 12 equals 0. So all I have to do is half everything because I want that to be a 1. So I can write 2 bracket 1x squared plus 19 over 2x plus 6 equals 0. And then just complete the square for this bit alone. And then at the end, you can times your answer by 2. It will be harder, of course, and there will be fractions, but you have your calculator and you can work slowly through it. But the method for the middle bit doesn't change. Just times your answer by 2 at the end. I can make another video for harder completing the square. One thing for the formula we're going to look at is this b squared minus 4ac. What does b squared minus 4ac tell you? This is called the discriminant. So if I had a quadratic 7x squared plus 19x minus 12, then a equals 7, b equals 19, c equals minus 12. b squared minus 4ac equals 19 squared minus 4 times 7 times 12, which is whatever it is. I have my calculator, I'll just do that. That's 25. So there's a rule. So we have a rule here. So if b squared minus 4ac is more than 0, there are 2 real roots. If b squared minus 4ac equals 0, there is 1, you don't have to say that word, but 1 repeated root. And if b squared minus 4ac is less than 0, there are no real roots. What is a real root or a repeated root? So a root is a solution. So we mentioned the quadratic could go through twice, 1 there and 1 there. That's 2 real roots. Some quadratics might have, like, it could be like x plus 2, x plus 2. So then at minus 2, it will just touch, that's how you draw it. Or some quadratics might not touch at all, so they'll go here. They won't touch the actual x-axis. So that's no roots. Okay, so the question could ask you, explain why this has, or explain why we know this has no roots, or explain why it has 2 roots, or how many roots does it have? Or harder ones would say this has 1 root, work out k. And we can go through harder questions like that together in another video or over a call.